Welcome back. Tonight we're entering one of the most disturbing, revealing, and downright cruel chapters Welcome to Derry has delivered yet. Episode 7 isn't just dark, it's the moment the show rips its own mask off and says, "Oh, you thought you understood Pennywise? How adorable." Because this is the episode where every secret comes crawling out of the pipes, and every lie Derry has told finally gets a little sunlight. So let's begin. And we're starting much further back than you'd expect. We open in 1908, a carnival. Kids laughing, music playing, lights growing like a place that promises joy but always charges extra pain in the fine print. And on stage, we see him. Pennywise the dancing clown. Not the monster, not the cosmic parasite, just a performer. A really good one, honestly, making the crowd laugh, dance, even join him on stage. For a moment, you can almost believe he was human. Almost. Because the episode doesn't let you get comfortable, we see a death. We see his eyes shift into something hollow, and we see a strange little boy watching from a farmhouse window like he already knows exactly what this clown is destined to become. Backstage, Pennywise is taking off his makeup, which, to be fair, is the most honest depiction of adulthood I've ever seen. Ingrid, young Mrs. Kirsch, appears. She tells him the crowd adored him. She shows off her costume, her face paint. She clearly wants to be part of his world. She wants to be the rising star he introduces, except he calls her Paddywinkel, her mother's stage name, and she doesn't take it well. He brushes it off, says he has a new act coming, something nobody has ever seen, and knowing what's coming, he wasn't lying. Cut to the carnival grounds, Pennywise is off to the side, drinking out of a flask like a man trying to drown a warning from his own future. He sees a figure approaching, a little boy. The boy says the children are drawn to Pennywise, says he can't find his parents. The boy hears a woman screaming, says it's his mother. Pennywise follows him into the darkness. The wig is left behind. A symbolic shedding of the clown and the birth of the thing beneath it. And somewhere in that pitch-black tunnel, something changes. Something old wakes up. Meanwhile, Ingrid searches for her father. Someone finds a blood-covered handkerchief. They say wolves did it. Sure, wolves. The classic Derry explanation of a supernatural shapeshifter just did something unspeakable. Ingrid cries for her father, and the screen cuts to the intro. Still a suspiciously catchy tune for a show about soul consumption. We jump forward to the black spot, the party's still going, the threat growing outside. The masked townspeople arrive with guns, they storm the place and demand Hank like they're returning something at a customer service. When one masked man recognizes a woman inside, he tells her she should be ashamed, which is wild coming from a guy wearing a grocery store ghost mask while threatening civilians. They demand Hank. Hank steps up, ready to sacrifice himself. But everyone at the black spot pulls out their own weapons. A full standoff. Everyone breathing, everyone shaking, everyone knowing one wrong twitch will turn the place into a battlefield. The masked leader finally tells his people to stand down. They leave, slowly. But Hank is right, they're coming back. And oh, they do. The mob chains the doors, kills the lights, and starts tossing Molotovs like they're hosting a barbecue from hell. Then they start shooting inside, randomly, indiscriminately. Cowards to the bone, but Derry has always run on cowardice. Ronnie can't find her father. Bullets ripping through the walls, flames swallowing beams, people screaming. It's chaos, cruelty, and carnage. Exactly the kind of playground Pennywise thrives in. Inside, Halloran is falling into visions again. A soldier with a rifle appears. Halloran smashes the floor where the fridge was, desperately trying to think of an escape. Suddenly, he sees a vision, a native warrior dressed in bearskin. Pennywise appears behind him, cheerful as ever. "Over here, take my hand, I know a way out." Meanwhile, Ronnie is running through the smoke and fire, straight into Pennywise eating someone alive. She bolts. Halloran sees the warrior again. Pennywise taunts them, tells them the dead can see them now, which coming from him is both reassuring and horrifying. Outside, the masked leader watches the building burn. He says it's time to go, but someone wants to make sure Hank is dead first. Inside, the structure is collapsing. Halloran and Hank try to guide the kids out through the hole Halloran opened. Marge and Rich are still trapped inside. Marge hides inside a chest. Rich climbs on top like a human shield. He tells her about the nights, tells her how brave she is, tells her how beautiful she always was to him. He regrets not saying it sooner. Marge confesses she loves him too. It's heartbreakingly timed. Love found at the edge of death's shadow. Outside, a man tries to flee the scene but can't get his car started. His hood pops open, and Mrs. Kirsch appears. Not the sweet old lady, the real one. The cracked, hollow disciple of Pennywise. She approaches. The man knows her. It's his wife. She says, "This is who I really am." Then she says, "Hello, Papa," because Pennywise is standing behind him. and in one fluid, merciless motion, he splits the man's head open and takes a bite. Mrs. Kirsch beams with pride like she just watched her dad score a soccer goal. She said she knew he'd come. She tells Pennywise she's been good. He asks her to bow. She bows. He tells her to come to Papa. They hug. She says she loves him. He says he's going to sleep. That's when she panics because sleep for Pennywise means she doesn't get to see him again for 27 years. She screams at him, demands he not abandon her, then realizes something devastating. He's not her father. Not anymore. Not ever. He tells her he ate her father and that he lives inside him now. Then he invites her again, come to Papa. He then shows her the deadlights. She starts to float, lifted like a puppet whose strings are finally cut. There's no coming back from that. In the morning, firefighters sift through the rubble. They find Marge alive. They find Rich, sitting in the ruins, lifeless. Marge kneels beside him, crying. Will and Ronnie join her. Their grief fills the silence the fire left behind. Later, the three of them sit under blankets. A girl takes off a wig and laughs at Mrs. Kirsch is carried away in a stretcher, completely broken, muttering nonsense. Rich is taken away too. Marge approaches to say goodbye. The major arrives, scolding Will for risking his life, but the look on his face reveals pure fear. Charlotte arrives too, equally shaken. Halloran is seeing dead people everywhere now, standing around him, whispering, touching his face. He's slipping deeper into the shine, and this time, there may be no way back. Will, Ronnie, and Charlotte and Hank, they all go into the woods. The fire still glows in the sky like a warning. Halloran tells the major Pennywise might be asleep now. He says the warrior spirit told him where the new pillar is buried. Charlotte asks what they should do. The major says to take Halloran home. Because if Pennywise really is hibernating, this is the only moment to get their families out of Derry. A radio broadcast talks about the fire at the speakeasy. Lily eats breakfast. Stanley is confirmed dead. Rose tells the tribe the cycle has passed. It sleeps. They focus on the lives saved. The warrior says they'll see him in 27 years. The military digs. Halloran sits dazed in a tent. The warrior appears again. Charlotte calls someone. They don't answer. She tells Will she isn't coming with them because the fire wasn't caused by it. Marge and Ronnie bike to Lily's house. Marge wearing her eye patch. They tell Lily about Rich. Back at the lookout, one of Rich's airplanes remains. Marge says he never got one to Main Street. His dreams that never made it out of his hands. Finally, the dig team finds something, a turtle shell. Inside it, another pillar. They haul it into the truck and drive it into the base. The major is ordered to stand down. Daniel watches from afar. Charlotte, Will, and Hank go to Rose's house. Daniel drives up with bad news. The military has the pillar. They're putting it into a device, some kind of industrial incinerator. The major bursts in with a gun and orders them to stop. He argues with the corporal. He learns the truth. It was never about Russia, never about containment. The military never wanted to cage it. They wanted to free it, because they believe fear is a weapon worth harvesting. They resume the incineration. The major walks out in horror as the corporal tells someone, make sure he doesn't leave the base. Inside the chamber, something stirs. It awakens. Will gets a phone call. It's Ronnie, except it isn't. Pennywise is right behind him in the room. He shows him the deadlights, and the screen cuts to black. And that was episode 7. A massacre, a confession, a rebirth, a tragedy, and the promise of something worse waking up beneath Derry.